Women are at war. They're not supposed to be in combat, but in wars with no front lines, they inevitably are.
Technically, the law says women are not supposed to be on frontline combat units.
Many questioning whether women have the necessary strength and stamina needed for combat.
Bottom line, do you now believe that women can, in fact, provide men with combat leadership?
Women have been involved directly as well as indirectly in all of America's wars. But large-scale involvement of American women really dates to the American Civil War. However, after the Civil War, the American government, and specifically Congress, demobilized the female nurses, replacing them with male nurses, far less qualified. What we see here is another example of a pattern whereby after major conflicts, when women have made significant great gains in integration into the military service, it is primarily Congress that pushes back. This will happen repeatedly in American history, right up into living memory.
The First Lady of the Theater, Miss Helen Hayes.
Love and loyalty to one's country have never been exclusive attributes of men. Today, as in the past, our women will meet the challenge.
My mother couldn't understand why I should go. She just couldn't understand, well, what are you going to do over there? You're not supposed to go, you're a girl.
Everybody went. Hey, you were a chicken if you stayed home.
President Roosevelt was saying, we need you.
During World War II, women in uniform actually did full Army training. They did basic training, they did firearms training, they carried a full kit, they went on 20-mile hikes, they did the full kit and caboodle.
Now that the Women's Army Corps was part of the Army, it received a new infusion of strength and spirit and equal opportunity to all.
There was some resentment from some of the men.
We went in to just replace people, and I think that caused a lot of tension. A lot of people didn't want to be replaced. They humiliated us, they really did. They called people to come in and see that we were redheads in different ways. They treated us like camp followers.
Congress once again did what Congress always does after a major war. It demobilized women and it set up new barriers to continuing women in military service in peacetime.
Because the purpose of the military is first of all to defend this nation's vital security interest throughout the globe, and second, to ensure equality.
Women have demonstrated again that they can perform any role that they are called to make.
We must address this issue in a measure to ensure
They look at you. Can she do this? More than my fingers I can count, I felt like I was treated unfairly.
When I first came in, it was challenging. They assume that I don't have any education, that I look young, and that I basically don't know anything. And it was kind of hard to deal with because I'd never been treated that way, and it kind of just makes you have a tougher skin.
You have to be prepared for combat, you have to be prepared to defend yourself, and you're also expected to be a lady. Some of the women have never worn makeup before in their lives or worn high heels, and I mean, it was hysterical to see them. Maybe they were fine out in the field, but now they had to learn how to be a professional woman.
If they felt that women couldn't be in, I wish they would just have an open mind. Wait till the female does something that is not soldier-like before assuming that they can't do what everyone else does.
I do have concerns about women in frontline combat. I think that could be a very compromising situation where people naturally may do things that may not be in the interest of the mission because of other types of emotions that are involved.
I don't think that women are physically capable of filling a combat role. You might have the one or two Amazons that would come along that could keep up and perform better than 90% of your infantry troops, but they're very, very few and far between.
The amendment that I had offered actually in the Congress was to say, give the discretion to the combat commander to choose what he believes is the best set of people that he can use to put on that task. And by the way, if it happens to be women, it's okay.
General, what's your view about expanding the ability of women to serve in combat roles?
Senator, I believe that it's time that we take a look at what women are actually doing in Iraq and Afghanistan, and look at our policies.
Whether you call it a woman being in combat or not, they're in harm's way just as much as the men.
It's interesting how the politics come into play, saying I can't be in a combat unit, but yet we were in charge of the combat brigades for victory-based complex.
There are no clear front lines, so fine legal distinctions that say women cannot be in the combat zone, but they can serve, 20 miles to the rear of the combat zone, simply are obliterated when someone without wearing an official enemy uniform walks in with a satchel charge and blows themselves up.
Yes. You are? Just away. What? Just away.
It is raining today.
Oh, it's raining? Yes. Oh. I love you. Bye. Bye. I'll see you later.
My 8-month-old is so young right now. The fear of him not knowing me when I come home is very, very frightening to me. Like sickening, frightening.
She gets separation anxiety when she's apart from me. Because she was gone from me for so long, she still harbors a fear that if I go away for more than just the work day, that I might not be coming back for a really long time.
Sometimes when moms are deployed, the children are having a really hard time with that, and that comes out in various ways, sometimes bad behavior.
I was gone for 48 hours for an overnight conference, but she broke out in hives and she scratched herself to pieces and gave herself a staph infection. Seeing how she had hurt herself was very painful to me because she couldn't have the language to talk about how afraid she was.
You can't prepare your kids for deployment. You can't. No matter how much you try, you're not gonna be there for that time. So I say I'm ready. Whenever you want me, take me. But I know when the time comes, it's a totally different mind frame.
Yes, mommy has to go, but that I'm always with her and that I will come back.
Women are doing everything in the military that men can do, and they are championing the cause for equal rights for women quietly because they're doing their job. And little by little, doors are opening up. There are still many doors that still need to be opened, but by doing the job, they're able to open these doors for other women to come in as well.
When we put the uniform on, we're not a female. We are a soldier. And we want to be treated as a soldier because we are equal. It's the same. The uniform makes you the same person.
Armies reflect the societies that produce them. If we want to improve the experience of women in the military, American women in the American military, we need to improve America.